about Marsing. Okay, my interpretation. Is Marsing a great company? Top 5. 6,000 developers. They are top 5. Sure, they are a good company. How many projects every time, every year? 30 plus projects. Okay. How they manage 30 plus projects? If I read it correctly, one CEO, one COO, around 6 projects. So 6 times 6, 36. Okay. And normally one CEO 6 project, I think 3 projects is ongoing, 3 projects about to complete. Okay. When ongoing means I have to design, sell, construct, no? And then finishing one, the one is a leftover stock, and so stock more towards marketing strategy. Now let's see the statistics. How do you read? Can you see from the back? Can see enough? 5 years, the revenue from 3B drop, no choice, COVID, 1.5B, drop 50%. And then profit from 300 over million to 100 million. Okay, this one from the website of Marsing. So when we say developer don't make money, still making 100 million is a lot, you know, still making money. But the key message is what? Profit margin. The profit margin dropped from, still maintain at 12, 11, then 7%. This is profit after tax, after 24% tax. Okay. So what is the message here? So if your group profit margin is 15%, then you tell your boss, we are better than Tan Sri Leong. Okay. That's the message. Anyway, now you see further. Those year 2008 to 2012, the margin try to maintain 21% before tax. That's before tax. And then you can see the corporate strategy, finance strategy by Dr. Stephen. The gearing always maintain below 30%. Why is that so? 1997, many companies burst. Why? Because the NPA 1 ringgit, you borrow 3 ringgit. So it's a 300% gearing. But in this case, it's 30% gearing. So the sustained power of a group easily 3 to 5 years. Anything happen, their existing cash liquidity can sustain. That's why it's very healthy company by analyzing this. Dividend payout, 40%, good or bad? Very good. Okay. Meaning that make 100 ringgit, 40 ringgit give to shareholder. So when a founder willing to give so much to shareholder, you can guess already how many percent share he owns. If you were counter owner, it's a company, how many percent you want to own? Minimum also 51, correct or not? So I speculate 51, how many percent announced is official? Maybe 30, below 33. The balance 21, maybe put into 5 companies. I never say Tan Sri Leong is like that, but that's a structure by many other companies. So they will hide 4 or 5 companies, so-called friendly party who own the share. Okay. So anyway, I skip some of the slides. Now this is 201213. Basic earning per share always maintain 20 cents. What is earning per share? Earning is profit. Profit after tax divided by total number of shares. So meaning that at that point of time, the share price 220 will make earning of 21 cents. So earning yield is 10%. So when they pay out, when he pay out 40%, okay, so the net dividend yield is 4%. And that time the FD is now 3% plus. So we can analyze again. Today FD 2%. So the net dividend yield by Marsing 2% plus. Okay. NTA very important. When it comes to company acquisition, it's back to NTA, net tangible asset. Okay, which is the total asset minus total liability. Okay, total asset. What is total asset? Land, building, unbilled sales, liability loan. The keyword is loan. So the NTA per share is around 138, but the share price is 220. Good or bad? Very good. Positive premium. Okay, that time is good. Nowadays, you check many counter is below NTA. Okay, the share price could be 40% below NTA per share. Okay, so when I approach a company, the counter for sale, the keyword is before I check, before I talk to the counter owner, UKLSE screener, they'll come out already. What is an NTA per price? If NTA per price is 1 ringgit, then you met up with the counter owner. The counter owner say want to sell 250. Can buy or not? Unless you can justify the future PE, future value. More or less cannot work already. Okay. So that's why back to NTA, all this. Now, this one a bit small. I think at the back cannot see. Try to read my message. This is a 10 years performance by Massing. I'm using a software to analyze it. Now, you can see the sales are from 500 million, 600 million, 700, 1.1 B, 1.5, 1.7, 2, 2.9, 3B. So the top is 3B lah. 2015. That's it. After 2015, Malaysia no good already, right? Okay. After 2018, lagi teruk. So if you think back, I think after no more Najib, no more Rosma, Malaysia no good, you know. If you think back, okay. So anyway, so you can see what is the spark point? Where is the spark of the sales and profit? Where? 1.1, 1.5, 2010. Why? Because 2008, 2009, Massing bought around 10 land. Okay, when time is bad, he walloped many land. Okay, so that's why he can launch, he catch the both of the spark. So same strategy now. Their time is so bad for 2 years already. So that's why we should gear up to do acquisition on joint venture for the next spark. Okay. What do we see? EBITDA, make it sample profit before tax. EBITDA. Okay. You can see the profit. AIV also making profit. The top is 500 million profit before tax. Share cap means paid up. Number of share very important. 2.4 billion. Now today is 2.4 billion number of share. So if we are still a small company, we aim to be Massing. Then we can plug the formula. Start from 150 million shares, slowly go increase the share, become 2.4. Because a good company means I sell you share, you give me cash. Okay, so it's a simple formula. So how many number of share? You do your own analysis. You want to grow a company, start from there, 150, how to grow, and how your banker can help you package. Who are the underwriters to subscribe your share, your warrant. Okay. So anyway, NTA very important. Shareholder equity or NTA about the same value, 3.1 billion. So it's a 3 billion company. So Tan Sri if own 51%, means it's 1.5 billion. So it's a billionaire. Definitely it's a billionaire. Okay. Then the next thing, borrowing. We can see the borrowing. Up to 2015 is 1.5 B borrowing. Is this company very stressed in cash? Is this company over-gearing? How to see? Okay, first we see the cash and bank balance, 1.35 billion. Okay, the total borrowing, 1.5 billion. So the existing cash is good enough to pay off all the loans. It's very good approach. Most of the time, people is if yours is 1.5 billion, your existing cash could be only 500 million. Many group, but Massing no. You can see that he's maintaining well for this position. So can you see that if the loan want you to pay back today, you already have enough cash to pay back. That's a very good approach. Good way to maintain. So I think Dato' Stephen give a very good corporate strategy for finance side. Okay. But where is the stress side? Is Tan Sri Leong very stressed? Anyone deal with him before? He talk very fast one. Okay. Eat very fast one. I met him only 3 times. Hit 2 deals. After that, I don't want. We never do other deal anyway. So you can see where is the stress? Free cash flow. Free cash flow negative. What is free cash flow? Free cash flow formula, cash from operating minus capex. Operating means what? Design, build, sell, build. Okay. Operation minus capex. Capex means you buy land, buy building. In this case, buy land. So why negative? Over acquisition. You can see when these 3 years. So these 3 years, you can see many people resign from Massing during these 3 years. My own interpretation. Many directors resign during these 3 years. You can see Tan Sri is very stressed these 3 years. Free cash flow is negative. So that's why when you know the company negative cash flow, free cash flow, you are the finance director, what will you do? What will you do? You know boss is stressed already, right? Then we cancel acquisition. So during this period, you can see 1516 cancel a couple of acquisitions. So that minus capex, less capex, positive back, the free cash flow. Okay. So this is also another way to read the message of big boss. Or you go for the next interview. Let's say now you are joining small, you want to join Massing, you want to join SP Setia. Before you join, you analyze all this. Then during the presentation or interview with the boss, then they know what this guy is somebody. So it's good to know how to interpret finance. Okay. What else we see? Okay, what if you want to buy Massing? Can you buy Massing? Can you buy Massing? One condition if he's willing to sell. Okay, if you don't want to sell, I think it's tough because normally they control more than 51% unless he's willing to sell. But you never know a counter willing to sell. WCT sold already, right? WCT, I don't know, I cannot remember, 600 million. So really, very good land bank, right? 60 acre, Oak Hang Road, Bukit Jalil, very good land bank. WCT nearby here, Paradigm Mall plus all that. So you never know. So that's why this direction is good for own personal career to know how to buy a listed company. So in this case, if you want to buy Marsing, how? First, you determine what is the share price. Go to KLS's screener, come out already yesterday, 80 cents. 80 cents, NTA is $1.40. Good or bad? Good for buyer because discounted from NTA per share. Okay. Market cap, 80 cent time, total number of shares, the market cap is 1.92 billion. So if you were the buyer, of course you say, Tan Sri, can you sell to me 800 million, your 51% share, or 1 billion, okay, 51% share, so that I become Tan Sri Liu, Tan Sri Leong. But can that happen? Never happened one, right? It's difficult one. Okay, you wouldn't allow that happen. Okay. And then the NTA is 3.1B, the market cap is 1.9, so discounted 40%. So in the eyes of foreign investors, they like it or not? Of course, they think, wow, come on, do development in Malaysia. Share price also discounted. What for going this? Why should I come into Malaysia to do development? So this is not a good message to the foreign investor. Okay. Anyway, normally a counter seller, they will sell with premium. The premium one way is to revalue. So we got a few valuers here today. The RNAV, let's say we plug a number, 30% increase. So 30% enhanced from 140 NTA. So this one is a book value times 2.5 billion share, number of share. You own 51%, you control the counter. So you need to pay 2.2 billion to own 51% of Marsing. Okay, this is just a case study. I don't want that after got hostile takeover with Marsing that I'll be jailed. No. So just a case study. We brainstorm, speculate, brainstorm on it. Now, how to justify? Let's say you pay 2 billion, you become a new owner of Marsing. Good or bad? Justify or not? How to rate? We rate into the future value of land bank. The land bank at that point of time, I analyze it 2015. It's around 50 billion. Is Marsing land bank good? Very beautiful, right? Sentu, Kepong, Cheras, Wangsa Maju, all super one. So we have to convince that his eyes of judging land is very good. How he buy land, if you can recall those days, 10 years ago, SP Stadium mana dia beli, dia ikut. Sunway beli mana dia ikut, if you can recall the strategy. So when you see SP, you'll see his brand, but smaller scale those days. Okay. So that's why if GDP 50B, plug a rule of thumb 20%, 10B, profit is 10B. So you're using 2.2B, you make 5B, because 50% is your so-called rule of thumb, okay? Fundamental. So it's good or bad? 2 ringgit to make 5 ringgit. Good or bad? Not bad, not too bad. Well, this is only the basic info. When we do detailed duty, then we try to enhance this part. And then we will do a lot of corporate exercise. When you own a counter, what you do? You sell your personal land into the counter. Many people is doing that, okay? But you also cannot blame the counter owner or the seller. Why? Because the land today, example, Desa Park City, 800 per square feet. 20 years ago, bought how much? 9 ringgit 70 cents. If Desa Park listed, takkan they will inject based on 970 per square feet, right? No such thing, because pay premium, enhance value, do infra, so it's normal. So that's why the standard game for all these listed company, they'll sell personal land, make some premium.